Glacier Bay Day is a highlight of any Alaska cruise that has the huge privilege to come and experience this place. We've been here a number of times before, and it's always breathtaking. It doesn't matter if it is rainy, sunny, whatever the weather is, Glacier Bay is always beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, we pulled into Glacier Bay a little bit ago. We are coming up to our first glacier, and so we're going to spend, I think we're in Glacier Bay for probably another 4 or 5 hours today. So we're going to show you things as we see them, and just enjoy Glacier Bay National Park. So the weather today, you can see blue skies peeking through a little bit, which is amazing. The green on the mountains. We just walked to the very back of the boat on deck 7, which is the promenade deck. Look at that, we've got one glacier right over there. You can hear the narration going on overhead. So beautiful. The promenade deck is just one of the most amazing places to be on Glacier Bay Day. A lot of people, in fact most people, are all the way up top decks, like 15, 16, but then even all the way up on 18 in the Skywalker's Lounge, where that's where like the National Park Rangers are. The reason I like being lower is that I feel like you get a better view of things like sea otters, of things like the sea ice, of just like you're closer to the water, which I just think is a better Glacier Bay view. So for me, I would prefer to be down here on the promenade deck, but I don't know if you guys can see it. Like, there is only a handful of people up there. Now, one nice thing about the Caribbean Princess, the ship we're on, is that there are a lot of really great, like, outside and window viewing spaces. And so, some days on Glacier Bay it can feel like, on certain ships, you have to, like, fight for a view. Not here. We've got the view to ourselves. And look at this. We are coming up around this corner. And look at that glacier. Absolutely amazing. We have 2 glaciers in view right now. There's that one right there, and then there's that one I just showed you that's coming into view. I believe that this is the Johns Hopkins Glacier. While we head up to the next glacier, it is time for breakfast. Not a bad breakfast view. We got a table, and we looked up, and look at that glacier right there. Breakfast is done. I'm back outside, passing another glacier. And I've got to say, the day keeps getting nicer. The clouds are going away, and we're seeing more sunshine. You can really see some of that glacier blue back in there, especially with the sun shining on the ice. We are heading to our next glacier, which is Marjorie Glacier. It's the one that we're actually going to spend the most time at. And as we are on our way there, we found a quiet reading spot for Sherri Beth because she's only like 50 pages left in her book. Very exciting, you guys. Well, based on the amount of ice in the water, you can see that we are close to Margerie Glacier. So this is Margerie Glacier, and there's another glacier over here at the front of the ship called the Grand Pacific Glacier. These used to be connected as one. It was in the 1990s that they last touched. So we are going to be here at Margerie Glacier for about an hour. We're going to pull up a little bit more, and then they're actually going to cut the engines of the ship. And we'll sit there for about a half an hour, and then the captain will rotate the ship to the other side, and we'll be there for a half an hour so people on all sides of the ship get a chance to see it. Whoa, that kid just screamed. Now, Marjorie is a tidewater glacier, and what that means is that it's a glacier that is touching the water. So there is the chance that we will see and hear it calve. And the glacier calving is just when chunks of that front wall of the glacier fall off into the ice. So only 2 cruise ships a day are permitted to come into Glacier Bay. So, as I mentioned earlier, we've been here multiple times, and we don't take that for granted. I know this is the kind of place that a lot of people who cruise to Alaska, they choose their Alaska cruise itinerary to be able to see this. And so even though I've seen Marjorie Glacier, I think 4 times before, it always impresses. So I've just been sitting here. I grabbed a chair here. And I've spent the last, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes just kind of watching and listening. You know, somebody who lives in Alaska, one of my favorite things is hearing other people experience Alaska for the first time. There was just a family out here taking pictures, and they just couldn't stop talking about how beautiful it was and how they've always wanted to see a glacier, and I don't know. I never get tired of it. So you can actually see that other boat out there in the water in front of the glacier. I'd mentioned that there are 2 cruise ships allowed here into Glacier Bay, but there are other regulations for different types of boats, for like other smaller tour boats, charter boats, that kind of stuff. So while there's 2 big cruise ships allowed in Glacier Bay, there obviously will be other boats. Today we've seen this one, and then we saw a sailboat a little bit earlier as well. And I want to zoom out because I want to show you the ship is now turning, and you can see the front wall right there of that other glacier. And so what we're doing is the front of the ship is turning to the right, swinging the back end around, and then eventually the other side will point to the glacier. We'll spend about another half an hour here, and then eventually we will start making our way out of Glacier Bay. All right, update. I came in and found Sherri. Sherri Beth, how are you doing with your book?
I have like 10 pages left.
10 pages?
Mm-hmm.
You're so close. But I came to get you because I want to do a glacier selfie with you. So you can see lots of birds down here, because what happens is that the ship's like thrusters, as they push to turn the ship, I don't know if you can even see like the discoloration in the water. What it does is it stirs up stuff from the bottom, and so it brings items that are on the bottom to the surface, and the birds come and eat. So when the ship's turning and it's kind of like pushing out like that, there's almost always a lot of birds. Like in Juneau, there's a bunch of eagles. Now we are heading to the very back of the ship where we were earlier on deck 7. Because I think the back end of the ship is now facing the glacier. And look at that. You guys, this is a very big moment. Sherri Beth finished Battle of the Bookstores.
Yes, I did.
You started that book on this vacation, right?
Yes, I did.
Well done, Sherri.
Thank you.
And I also would like to brag about my reading on this trip. Why are you laughing? I have read exactly 0 pages. So we came back to the room for a minute. Sherri Beth has finished 1 book, and now she's choosing from her library of other books she brought.
Listen, this is yours.
Okay, 1 of those books is mine. So what are you gonna start reading next?
I don't know.
All right, it is lunchtime, and we are doing something that we normally do not do. We're gonna do lunch in one of the main dining restaurants. In fact, do you remember the last time we did this? I don't either. Lunch is normally buffet or pool deck or room service or something. But we're gonna sit down today. So here is the lunch menu. You can see calamari, street tacos, spring rolls. Over here we have a poke bowl, Monte Cristo. But then like grilled cheese, mac and cheese, buttermilk fried chicken and waffles, fish curry. It's a pretty great looking lunch menu actually. So here in Glacier Bay, they have these signs around the ship. They just kind of let you know how we can keep Glacier Bay pristine for future generations. I think that's pretty cool. They have that. You can see we are sailing out of Glacier Bay, but still a few people up here taking in the scenery. There is a Glacier Bay park ranger presentation going on right now in the big theater, so I know a lot of people are over there. Well, full confession, we fell asleep for like 2 hours. Those cruise naps, if you've been on a cruise, you'll know what I'm talking about. The cruise naps are the best.
Yes.
The very best. Like when we're at home, I long for cruise naps. I don't know what it is, it just makes them so good.
I have a hard time taking it out at home, but on a cruise, I'm just like, out.
Sherri's not a napper. When we're at home, she is not a napper. On a cruise, she is the napping queen. We are up, showered, changed for tonight. Tonight, we're going to dinner in one of the main dining rooms. They're having surf and turf, steak and lobster for dinner. One of Sherri's favorite nights on a cruise. So we are going to the main dining restaurant. You know what's funny is it is like, I don't know, probably 4:30 p.m. I haven't seen my mom all day. I haven't even seen her once. So I should probably try to find her, even though she's going to dinner with us. I've checked her location around the ship multiple times today, and she's been making her way around doing stuff, so I'm glad about that. But man, you guys, cruise naps really are the best. I gotta show you guys, look at Sherri with the beaded earrings. Where'd you get these at?
Spring made them.
Spring from Woodlands and Ketch Can.
Yep, these are the ones that she sells at her store.
Those are awesome. All right, we are dressed. We are out. We are about checking out the ship. Got some items for sale out here on some of the tables. These earmuffs are cute. You can see the Alaska hat. Sherri likes this one. It's got the pink princess on it. And then that one as well. Just so you guys know, prices on this hat, $20. I actually don't feel like that is a bad price. I feel like it's a good price for that. They've got the matching gloves over here. The gloves are $20 as well. I really like this hoodie here. It has the bear, and then down the sleeve it has the Princess Alaska, and then that on the front. I think that's a cool design, and this price is $57 for that. Checking out more of the gift shops, and you can see it's more than just hoodies and sweaters. They do have Alaskan art. In fact, look at these. These are stunning. We came to one of the other shops. This is, I think it's called Waves. It's the shop that has a lot of like princess merch, and they have the ship ornament. We've gotten ornaments from all of the princess ships we've sailed on. I think, is that right?
We've tried.
We've tried. That's right. They didn't have them, but they do for this one, so we're getting it. We are also getting this Princess Alaska pin pack, $10 for 3 pins. I think that's a pretty good deal. Sure, just found a Christmas Stanley Bear. God, he's adorable. I also really like this backpack, like a waterproof bag. It's only $30. Yeah, I like that. And Sherri. Oh, 25% off. I didn't see that. Sherri really likes this hat. It's like, got a cool texture to it. We decided to have a pre-drink libation, so we grabbed a spot here. Pre-dinner libation. That's right, not a pre-drink. We're gonna have a pre-drink drink. That is cruise life, to be fair. We got a couple seats here in Crooners. I think music starts in about 15 minutes. All right, well, it turns out I was a little bit prophetic when I said a pre-drink drink, because the last couple days here on board, they've actually been out of Baileys. And having duck farts on an Alaskan cruise is a tradition of ours, but you can't have a duck fart without Baileys. Well, guess what they got back? Baileys. So we got a couple duck farts. So these are actually going to be our pre-drink drinks. And these are our drink drinks. So we just got sat at our table. Tonight is the gala dinner. Exciting night for Sherri. But you can see they have seafood deviled eggs. I'm getting those. You can see they have escargot. I'm getting those. Over here you can see they have the seared duck breast. They have the land and sea. The menu is complimentary. So beef tenderloin with a lobster tail. They have seared mustard crusted tuna, vegetable biryani. Oh my gosh. And then of course the princess favorites as well. So escargot, deviled eggs. And here's the thing. I think I'm gonna get the land and sea, but I'm not a huge lobster fan. So I don't know. And our table at dinner tonight, right at a window on the water. How perfect is this? Well, this looks appropriate. We have 3 orders of escargot and 2 orders of seafood deviled eggs. How do you say no? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this escargot. is one of my very favorite. I know that there's a stigma around this, but here's the thing. It is butter and it is garlic. Just don't think about the fact that it's also snails. Well, I would call that a success.
Thank you so much.
As you saw, I came by, removed the lobster from the tail. There's the tenderloin with beans, carrots, a little bit of potato. Excited for dinner. Dessert is here. I got the cherry trifle. Mom and Rena got the creme brulee. Sherri got nothing, except she's eating the lemon Madeleine cookie off the top of Mom's brulee. I can't believe you didn't get dessert. All right, dinner is over, and this is what I love about cruising. All of us are doing different things. I'm gonna go see a singer. My mom's going to see a comedian, and Sherri and Rena are going to a Broadway show in the main theater. This is the show that Sherri and Rena are at right now, Broadway Ballroom. Great White, music of the Great White Way with a ballroom flair and amazing costumes. You guys, this is about as close as I will get to getting Sherri to dance with me on a cruise.
Don't forget to take you home. Here's how you're gonna be. So darling, say the last dance for me.
All right, so a comedian just finished up here in Club Fusion, but Sherri and I are here early for a game show that is like battle karaoke. I have no idea what that is, but we thought we'd come check it out. All right, Sherri Beth, I haven't asked you, how was the, you went to like the show in the theater? How was it?
It was very good. Very pretty.
You've now seen all 3 of the shows.
Yes.
Where would this one rank, 1, 2, or 3?
I actually didn't know very many of the songs, which is kind of surprising because I feel like I know a lot of Broadway.
Yeah.
But it was still very pretty, big voices, lots of production, so...
Hard to rank,
Hard to rank because they're all very different.
but glad you went.
Glad I went, yep.
I am excited for this. So this is called Karaoke Wars. And apparently what it is that they get 3 singers from each side of the room, and we're gonna do like some song battles. Sherri, are you ready to sign up to be a singer?
Sure not.
You've not had enough duck farts to do that?
Nope.
I'm not sure there's enough duck farts on the ship to get you to sing.
So this side of the room will be team number 1, and then this side of the room will be team number 2. Alright, yes, make some noise for your teams. That's right.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time to get dragging home.
All right, we are team number 2.
Great.
This is
Tell
our
us, where are you
first
from?
singer,
Arkansas.
Jordan.
Arkansas.
Let's go,
What are you
Jordan
gonna
from
sing for us
Arkansas.
tonight?
Temporary home, McCary Underwood.
Alright,
Okay.
give it up for Jordan from team number 2.
This was my temporary home. It's our temporary home.
Yeah, take that, team 1.
Yes, I do. I believe that one day I will be where I was, right there, right next to you.
Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the upsell rock. We're dancing to the jailhouse rock. Number 47 says number 3.
All right, here's our last
All right,
singer
give it up for
our
Roberto.
team, Roberto. Come on, Roberto, seal the win for us. Okay, Roberto, play that air guitar.
Ooh, we got something we both know that you don't talk too much about it.
Is that Tom Petty or is that Roberto? I can't tell.
Listen, I don't really matter to me, baby.
It looks like we have a tie. We do, because it's my game, my rules.
This is the tiebreaker to see which side is going to win.
Get yourself off the ground. YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
Come on, I think Team 2's got to win. We got to win. All right, friends, that is going to do it for today's vlog. Glacier Bay Day. Our 4th time to Glacier Bay.
Yep.
Most people dream of coming to it one time. We've been able to be here 4 times, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Good relaxing day. You know, Glacier Day is essentially, they call it scenic cruising, but it really is like an at-sea day. So we were able to get up, see the glaciers, hang out, take a nap, take a good nap, did karaoke, did shows, did lots of stuff, had lobster.
Yes, we did.
It was just like a really nice cruise day. Tomorrow, this is crazy, is our last day. We're going to College Fjords, more glaciers, more beautiful scenery, and then the next morning we are in Whittier, Alaska, and the train will take us home. So it's crazy, crazy to think that tomorrow's our last full day here on the ship. This cruise has gone so fast.
It really has. Yeah, they always do. I always feel like I'm always just like, okay, this is the cruise. I'm gonna enjoy every second. It's gonna feel like it's been a week. It never does. It always just like flies by, and I'm just like, where did it go?
It goes by so quick. Excited to give you guys a full wrap up at the end of this, get Mom's thoughts on all of it. But today was a really good day, friends. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the next LeggLife video from College Fjords.